Welcome to today's special edition of our Football News Roundup. A wave of breaking stories is shaking the world of football. The Champions League trophy, Real Madrid, head into their final La Liga match with fierce determination to honour Modric, bid farewell to Ancelotti, and help Kylian Mbappe claim the first European golden shoe of his career. Meanwhile, in England, the £100 million match between Sheffield United and Sunderland will decide who earns promotion to the Premier League, where glory and fortune are just 90 minutes away. And that's not all. After their Europa League final defeat, Manchester United have plunged into full-blown crisis, sacking staff and putting the entire squad up for sale, including big names like Bruno Fernandes and Garnacho. To close the show, a shocking transfer secret has just been revealed. Pedri almost joined Bayern Munich, if not for one historic phone call. Now, fate brings Hansi Flick to Barca to write the next chapter in this football destiny. Join us on Football 247 for all this and more, where we don't just report the news, we tell the stories no one else will. Today, we've got two massive games to keep your eyes on. First up, Real Madrid host Real Sociedad at the Santiago Bernabeu in the final round of La Liga 2024/25. While Real have already secured second place, there's still plenty of motivation left for the club, the fans, and for one legendary player. This will be Carlo Ancelotti's final match in charge during his second spell at Real Madrid. After a tough season where the club fell short in La Liga, the Champions League, Copa del Rey and Supercopa, this game marks the end of an era. But it's also the beginning of a new one, with Xabi Alonso set to take over for the FIFA Club World Cup this June in the USA. Real Madrid head into this clash on the back of two straight wins and are looking to finish the season on a high. It's a particularly emotional night for Luka Modric, his last ever appearance at the Bernabeu, as confirmed by the club. The Croatian maestro will say goodbye to Madrid fans after more than a decade of magic. And of course, all eyes will be on Kylian Mbappé. If he scores just one more goal tonight, he could claim his first ever European golden shoe, overtaking Victor Gyökeres of Sporting Lisbon, who sits at 39 goals and 58.5 points. Mbappé has 29 goals, worth 58 points. One more goal and he hits 60. But watch out, Mohamed Salah is still in the race. The Liverpool striker also plays his final Premier League game tonight, and a big performance could throw a wrench into Mbappe's dream. Meanwhile, in England, it's time for the Championship playoff final, often called the £100 million match. Sheffield United take on Sunderland at Wembley, battling for a place in next season's Premier League. The stakes couldn't be higher. The winning side not only earns promotion, but also a financial windfall of over £110 million. Sheffield United are back with a vengeance after a disastrous 2023/24 Premier League campaign, where they finished with just 16 points. Now, under Chris Wilder, they've stormed through the Championship, finishing third, 14 points clear of Sunderland, and crushing Bristol City 6-0 on aggregate in the semi-finals. Key player to watch, Gustavo Hamer. The Dutch midfielder has been brilliant this season with 10 goals and 7 assists. He could be the game-changer tonight. On the other side, Sunderland are chasing a long-awaited return to the Premier League. It's been 8 years away, including a tough 4-year spell in League One. But now, after a dramatic semi-final win over Coventry City, they're just 90 minutes from glory. French striker Wilson Isidore, who ended a 13-game drought by scoring in the playoff semi-final, could be their hero at Wembley. 2 games, 2 stories, one unforgettable night in football. Stay tuned, this is going to be epic. Barcelona's transfer secret, how fate bound Flick and Pedri together. A hidden story behind Pedri's transfer has just come to light. one that could have changed the course of Barcelona's history 5 years ago. The secret behind Barca's darkest summer, Ramon Planes, former sporting director of Barcelona, recently shared a little-known tale from the 2020 transfer window. That summer, Barca were basking in domestic success, with fans believing they were witnessing a rebirth of the club's golden era. But behind the scenes, something else was unfolding. The wounds from Barca's humiliating 2-8 defeat to Bayern Munich in Lisbon were still fresh. And just 2 days after that crushing loss, a phone call nearly rewrote the club's history. An unexpected call after the historic defeat. 48 hours after that Champions League nightmare, Planes received an unexpected call from the agent of a young Pedri, then on loan at Las Palmas. The call wasn't just a check-in, it was Bayern Munich. They were serious. They wanted a video meeting to discuss the boy wonder's future. On the call, Bayern officials, and none other than head coach Hansi Flick. Even then, Flick saw Pedri as a rare gem, and he wanted him in Munich. Bayern were watching Pedri closely. Even in the second division, Pedri, the teenager from Tenerife, had just finished an impressive season in Spain's second tier. Bayern scouts had been tracking him closely. They were ready to make their move. "I was honestly amazed by how thorough they were," Planes recalled. "They spotted this kid while he was still in the second division, but the response from Barca was swift and firm. I told them Pedri would return to Barcelona for pre-season. We had no intention of letting him go." Fate reconnects Flick and Pedri. The deal collapsed. Pedri returned to Barca that summer and made his debut under Ronald Koeman, and the rest is history. His rise was meteoric. 4 years later, fate brings Pedri and Hansi Flick together again, this time at Camp Nou. In Flick's first season as Barcelona head coach, Pedri is already tipped to have the best campaign of his career. Some say he might even be in the Ballon d'Or conversation. If that 2020 transfer had gone through, Pedri would have worn Bayern red, and Barcelona would have lost one of the brightest talents of a new generation. But that's football. Sometimes a single decision, one firm no, is enough to rewrite history. Barca kept Pedri, and the rest is legend. Total crisis at Manchester United. After Europa League final defeat, Manchester United have plunged into a full-blown crisis following their 0-1 loss to Tottenham in the Europa League final, a result that officially ends their hopes of playing in any European competition next season. The financial blow, an estimated loss of £100 million, putting a serious strain on the club's transfer budget and overall operations. 1. Mass firings and entire squad up for sale. Just hours after the final whistle, United's board announced the dismissal of several staff members. But the shock didn't stop there. The club has reportedly put its entire current squad up for sale, including captain Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Andre Onana, Rasmus Højlund, Kobbie Mainoo, and Alejandro Garnacho. 2. Young stars could be sacrificed. Due to growing financial pressure, United may be forced to part ways with promising youngsters like Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho. Mainoo is valued at around £55 million, while Garnacho could fetch £45 million. Reports suggest Garnacho was unhappy with his limited role in the final and has voiced his frustration with manager Ruben Amorim. 3. Ruben Amorim's rebuild plan. Despite the chaos, head coach Ruben Amorim has laid out 3 core criteria for rebuilding the squad: pace, power, and endurance. The club is preparing to activate a £62.5 million release clause for Matthias Cunha from Wolves, and is also in talks with Ipswich striker Liam Delap, who has a £30 million clause. Amorim's uncertain future. Following the defeat, Ruben Amorim announced that he is willing to leave the club without compensation if the board or fans no longer believe in him. However, he firmly stated that he will not resign and still believes in the long-term project at Manchester United.